how y'all doing today?
Good.
Good. All right, remember we have been talking about theme. Does everybody remember theme?
Yes,
Who can
ma'am.
tell me something about theme? All right.
It's the lesson of the story.
It's the lesson of the story. Okay, very good. Can somebody else tell me something about theme? All right.
It has a topic.
It has a topic. Very good. Can you give me an example of a topic?
Characteristics.
It's characteristics. Let's name a couple of them. What were some of the characteristics or topics that we talked about? Do you remember some of them?
Courage.
Courage. Okay.
Honesty.
Honesty.
Truthful.
Being truthful. Okay. Now look up here at our charts that we've done. Okay. Now remember, topics, one word topics are not the theme. Don't get that confused. You have to remember that the theme is the message, okay? Let's make sure, and if you need to refer back to any of our charts, you can do that, okay? So now remember when we read the fable, The Farmer and the Stork? Y'all remember when we read that? And we said that was the one about that you're judged by the company that you keep, right? What is the theme when I say that? You are judged by the company you keep. Is that the theme or the topic?
The topic.
You are judged by the company you keep. Right. What is the topic in that?
Responsibility.
Okay, you had said responsibility when we did that originally, and we said, why did you say that was responsibility?
Because, like, if you with a bad group and you the good person, you still gonna be the person that gets the responsibility because it's not fair for them to get it and you ain't got it, but you with them.
That's right, exactly. Okay, so that would be judged, would be the word that we were looking there for, but you can justify that, so that's good. All right, remember when we read The Fox and the Stork?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and who remembers what that little story was about? Okay.
The fox had a small bow,
Okay,
and the bird had a tall,
like a vase.
A vase.
Okay,
and it wasn't fair because the bird couldn't bend down to get the food, but when the bird had turned around and retraced it, the fox couldn't get into the vase. Food.
very good. So what was the moral of that story, or the lesson of that story? Do you remember?
That don't.
Think about it. So remember at the beginning, so the fox tricked the stork and said, come have dinner with me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so when they got there, was the stork able to eat out of the small, shallow bowl?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay, so what did the stork do instead? So what did the stork do to get even?
He turned around and did the same thing that he did to him.
He turned around and did the same thing. Okay, so the theme from that could be what?
Don't treat others how you want to be treated.
It could be to treat others how you want to be treated, or it could also be trickery. Don't trick somebody if you can't take the trickery yourself. Don't trick somebody. The old saying, don't dish it out if you can't take it. So all those are the theme. That's the theme of the story. Okay, so today we're going to read one. It's called The Shepherd Boy and the Wolf. Okay, so listen carefully, okay? A shepherd boy tended his master's sheep near a dark forest not far from the village. Soon he found life in the pasture very dull. All he could do to amuse himself was to talk to his dog or play on his shepherd's pipe. One day, as he sat watching the sheep in the quiet forest and thinking what he would do should he see a wolf, he thought a plan to amuse himself. His master had told him to call for help should a wolf attack the flock, and the villagers would drive it away. So now, though he had not seen anything that even looked like a wolf, he ran toward the village, shouting at the top of his voice, "Wolf! Wolf!" As he expected, the villagers who heard the cry dropped their work and ran in great excitement to the pasture. But when they got there, they found the boy doubled up with laughter at the trick he had played on them. A few days later, the shepherd boy again shouted, "Wolf! Wolf!" Again, the villagers ran to help him, only to be laughed at again. Then one evening, as the sun was setting behind the forest and the shadows were creeping out over the pasture, a wolf really did spring from the underbrush and fall upon the sheep. In terror, the boy ran toward the village shouting, "Wolf! Wolf!" But though the villagers heard the cry, they did not run to help him as they had before. He cannot fool us again, they said. The wolf killed a great many of the boy's sheep and then slipped away into the forest. So what can you make from that? What would be the theme of that story?
Don't play tricks on people that's really scared of wolves, because then the last time that you try to do it, they won't believe you, because the first times you was laughing at them.
Okay, so what do you think? What do you think was the theme of that story?
That if the boy would have been honest, that they would have been came and helped him. But those lies he told, they didn't believe him.
Okay, so what do you think, Vivi?
Don't lie. Don't lie, because if you lie, people won't believe you if you tell the truth.
Okay, so what I want you to do now is I want you to take this sticky note and I want you to look up here on your chart or think of one in your head, maybe one that you just said, but I want you to think of 2 topics up here. 2 topics, any 2 topics that you want that would possibly fit this story. Any 2 topics. And I want you to write the topic, and I want you to write just a quick little explanation of why you think that topic would fit this story. And if you don't see one up there, you can make one up yourself. Sarah, you got something? Alright, so now out of the 2 that you wrote down, I want you to decide which one do you think is a better topic for the story that we just read, The Shepherd Boy and the Wolf. Look at your paper and decide which one you think is the best topic, and then we're going to see if we all agree on the same topic. Okay, who wants to go first? Alright, Cash.
I put not honest, not honesty.
Alright, not being honest. So you think that was
What had happened in the story?
what had happened in the story, okay.
Not trustworthy. Not trustworthy.
Okay, so you say what? Tell me what that means. What do you mean by that?
They did not trust him anymore because all the lies he had told.
Very good, okay.
Honesty.
Honesty, okay, tell me why you say honesty.
Honesty, because if you would have been honest and not tell them there was a fox even though there wasn't, they would have came and there actually wasn't.
Okay, good. So we've got honesty and trustworthiness, and I think those are both great topics. So now let's say what the theme is of the story. The theme, you don't have to write it, let's just say it. What is the theme?
The theme is you shouldn't lie, because you should be honest at all times, because when you lie, then they won't believe you the next time you actually try to tell the truth.
Very, very good. What do you think?
Then you should always tell the truth, and then one day when it really happens, they won't come. It was your fault for not telling
That's
the truth.
right. That's right.
The theme of the story is don't lie, because if you do lie, they're not gonna come if you do tell the truth.
All right. So can you apply that to your own life? I mean, could you say that that's a good lesson, that you should always what?
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth. That it's always better to tell the truth. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we've used these, before, graphic organizers. I'm gonna put them out on the table. Now, everybody, thinks in a different way and learns in a different way, so I want you to pick the one that you're most comfortable with, that you've used before, that helps you to understand the theme of the story. All right, everybody pick the one they like. Okay, so let's start at the top and fill it out like you always would, and put your name on it, and then remember the title of the story was The Shepherd Boy and the Wolf. There's another title for this story. Has anybody ever heard this story before?
Mm-hmm.
What did you know the name of it to be?
The Boy That Cried Wolf.
Very good. The Boy That Cried Wolf. But in this particular one, it's called The Shepherd Boy and the Wolf. I'm gonna write it down for you in case you have trouble spelling any of those. Okay. All right. So now, once you've written your title down, go ahead and complete your chart because everyone's is a little bit different. And then we'll look at them together and see if we all came up with the same steps through the story. It says highlight. You can just use that pen if you want to on that one. And on that one, you can just write whatever you don't have to use that. Write your summary. That's fine. Write down how you know that was. How you know that. Cash. Put this here. Put your summary. Good job. Up here, you can see how we did. Very good. Very good. Great job. Good job. All right, y'all have done a really great job today. So now we're gonna do a quick little evaluation and see, we'll keep working on this, but we're gonna see, so what we're gonna do is, we're gonna do a, evaluation of how well we think we understand themes. So I want you to think for a minute from 1 to 5 in your head. And it doesn't have to be a 5, because it's okay if you don't completely get it yet, okay? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our fist. All right, everybody put your fist out. We're gonna shake it up. We're gonna think of that number. And then on 1, 2, 3, we're gonna put that number of fingers out. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Okay, so you've got 3. Okay, so what do you think we could do to help you understand that a little bit more? Like, what do we need to keep working on?
Like how to learn to be, how how to learn to be honest, not to lie, not to steal, not to do anything bad. Be a good person in life.
Okay. So what do you? You said what number did you say?
2.
2. So what can we keep working on to help you to understand things?
Like never to lie, like, cause if you lie, then something bad might happen to you.
Okay, but no, wait. Let's move away from lying for a minute. Okay, just in general, just forget about what we've done today and think about theme. Like if you were going to do a paper on theme for a grade, how good do you feel about being able to find that theme in a story? So let's do it again because I think we misunderstood. Okay, so let's put our fist out. Think about that number. How well do you understand theme and how much more work do we need to do? Okay, so on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if you think you can make a perfect grade, that's a 5. If you need a lot of work, that's going to be a 1. And if you need just a little bit of work, that's going to be somewhere in the middle. Okay, you ready? Let's shake it up. 1, 2, 3. All right, good. So I get about a 3, a 3, and a 4. Okay. So now think about what can we do? Like what other kind of activities maybe could we do that would help y'all to understand theme a little bit more? Can you think of some other ways that might help you to understand it? That's a hard question. Somebody just more practice. Just more practice. Maybe a board game. Okay, maybe we might find a board game that's the same. What do you think? A video. We could probably watch some videos. That we could find some videos. What about you, Cash?
I think you can read and learn life lessons out of books and stories.
Okay, so through reading, through board games, through videos, those are all great answers. Okay, I appreciate y'all coming today, and I will see y'all again soon. Okay.